This is the Big O Show. 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 This is the Big O Show.
Just one place sold the most Acura models in the last 17 years. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Drive a new 2025 RDX $419 a month during our 17th anniversary sale.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
I think I know what this is. Houston, we have a package. Hello?
No matter where you are, the Slowman Shield home security system guards your home. With next-gen perimeter protection, 24/7 monitoring, and interior motion sensing. And right now, get a free Slowman Shield security system and doorbell camera, all professionally installed, for free.
Shield your world, the Slowman Shield.
Just one place sold the most Acura models in the last 17 years. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Take $10,000 off a 2025 Acura MDX during our 17th anniversary sale.
It starts every morning before the sun comes up. Projects are laid out. Plans are made. Equipment is fueled and loaded with inventory to handle all service requests. Orders are given to an army of skilled landscape maintenance professionals, certified arbor trimmers, irrigation technicians, and licensed pest management experts who fan out to communities and businesses all over South Florida. Experienced, on time, and dependable. Our staff is fully trained, licensed, and insured. Contact us by phone, email, social media, or through our website to answer all your landscape questions. We are Cutter's Edge. Total Landscape Solutions.
After 40 years, the Big Cheese Miami is still producing great Italian food. They started in 1984. Since then, they've been winning awards while being voted the best inexpensive Italian restaurant in Miami. Visit them for great food, amazing service. Witness the decades of Cane's memories. The walls are like a Miami Hurricanes Hall of Fame. The Big Cheese delivers anything on its menu or party platter menu to your home, office, or even a park for a picnic. Located at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue, Miami. Call 305-662-6855. TheBigCheeseMiami.com, where they serve large portions at family prices.
It's big. It's gigantic. It's the Toyota of Hollywood Super Sale. Over 2,000 Toyotas from just $17,988. Like a Corolla LE, not $24,000, $17,988. Buy with 0% financing, 0 down. Join the fun and get a super deal at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
When it comes to your smile, confidence is so important. At Moody Dental, they provide the services to get your smile back. This family-run practice prides itself by offering the latest technology to give your family the best experience possible. Moody Dental has been in business for over 30 years with offices in Hialeah and Plantation. They accept most major dental insurances. They provide free new patient exams, 20% off select treatments. To qualify, please follow us on Instagram at moodys.dental. Moody Dental has been in business for over 30 years. To schedule an appointment in Hialeah, call 305-821-0231 and Plantation 954-692-6825. From Invisaligns, dental implants, same-day crowns, and the preventative care and preservation to get your smile back. Go to moodysdental.com to find out more and tell them Big O sent you.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
Before you buy or lease a Honda, Volkswagen, Hyundai, or any other model, compare Subaru, rated #1 in safety at Subaru of Pembroke Pines. Buy with 0.9% financing, 0 down. Forester with symmetrical all-wheel drive, $259 a month. Crosstrek with symmetrical all-wheel drive, $239 a month. During the Subaru A Lot to Love event at Subaru of Pembroke Pines, South Florida's #1 volume Subaru retailer.
If you're looking to take your home or business to the next level, then RM Contractors can assist you. RM specializes in new residential turnkey, new commercial turnkey, home and office remodeling. Call them for free estimates. Serving all of South Florida, licensed and insured. Call Ray, 305-345-3649. You work hard to create the perfect atmosphere. You dream it, we'll build it. RM Contractors, 305-345-3649 or Instagram at RMC Fisher Island.
When presenting an award to an employee, athlete, executive, or fantasy GM, make sure you call Orvietto's Awards and More. For 35 years, these custom award specialists have been providing plaques, trophies, custom framing, while providing state-of-the-art laser and computerized engraving, UV printing, and glass crystal etching. They do all their engraving and printing in-house for quality control. Call Charles at 305-949-8098 or visit them at orviettosawards.com. Orvietto's Awards and More, where recognition is rewarding.
Hi, this is Jeff Welt from Welt & Rayom. Dan and I have been in business together for over 22 years. We're not your typical lawyers. When Dan's not working in the office, he's flying his stunt plane. When I'm not in the office, I'm either getting tattooed, bowling, riding a motorcycle, or going to concerts. We might not be your typical attorneys, but we are aggressive attorneys, and we'll do whatever it takes to get you what you deserve. Consultations are always free. Call us anytime, 24/7.
Welt & Rayom can help.
Just one place sold the most Acura models in the last 17 years. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Drive a new Acura ZDX, $439 a month during our 17th anniversary sale.
The viewpoint, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website.
right. Yes. I love that open is back, bro. Love that open. Mason, thank you. Great job. Steven Carter, who created it from scratch. Thank you, sir. And it's living. It's got a life. It's been around for, oh, God, maybe 15, 20 years. Something like that. So it's good. Good. 640 QAM, and now we adjusted it for the platform finally. So there you go. Not easy to find musicians. It's funny. I see them all the time, but to actually, get them to do something for you, it's kind of a mission. So thank you, Mason. Thank you. You did an excellent, excellent job. And thanks to Sean, of course, putting the video together. Without Sean, we'd be lost. So thank you, sir. Morning to all of you out there. A beautiful morning, a beautiful Bitcoin morning, I guess. I can call it that. That's what I can call it. We're back over, we were at 119. Now we dropped to 118.3, but it's all good in the hood. I still remember the days when I was talking about it when we were at 18 or 19 or 20. So, we're adding 100,000 to it. We're all right. It's not a. This is a beautiful accumulation zone for you newbies out there, is what it is. So that's really what it is. And I give you an entry point every time for all you newbies throughout and every one of these dips, because I usually identify when is the floor that's there, and then you can at least already start at your own point. You know what I'm saying? And it's not too late. I'm not a financial advisor, never have been, never will be. I'm just an idiot that talks crap here every day. That's all. I don't know anything. I'm like Schultz in Hogan's Heroes. Where is the modern day Schultz now? What is the modern day reference of Schultz? Like, is there somebody like that? Do you know who Schultz is, Sean? You know Schultz, right? From Hogan's Heroes? I know nothing. I see nothing. So is there a modern day Joe Biden? I know nothing. I see nothing. I don't know. What is the modern day Schultz? I don't know. Is there somebody? Because he literally made, I know nothing. I see nothing. He made it a punchline. And so we could say, Schultz, what is today? You guys know me well. I might be an old guy, but I have references from now and, old. It doesn't matter. But when you do talk shows, you want to refresh your references if you can, to kind of make it a little bit more modern, because there's a shit ton of you that have no idea who Schultz is. So who would be the modern day Schultz? That I can say Schultz, and then you know what I'm talking about. Like a couple of generations know exactly what I'm talking about. Younger generations cannot. So who would be the modern day Schultz that old and young would relate to? Joe Biden? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know of a modern day Schultz. So I'm just trying to think of one here, Maybe you guys can help me out. I thought of one, but, you know how it is. You end up pissing some people off. Not that we don't like pissing people off on this show. We worry about people's feelings on this show a lot. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, there you go. So plenty of stuff. We are not going to have Furones on today. Okay, we have kicked him out. Furones had the better idea today. He reached out to me this morning. He goes, why don't we do something in the afternoon after practice? And it's true. There's nothing going on Dolphins-wise. I do have a couple of things I want to talk about, but news-wise, like, what are we talking about? Camp hasn't even happened. So tomorrow, after the first practice, he'll join us. And then we'll go over and we'll talk about practice. We're talking practice. So we'll go through that. Andrew Schultz, LOL. He said, Ray says, howdy, a good question. I see nothing. Classic show growing up. Yeah, but I need a new reference. You know, I need a. Whoa, Dolphin Dave, Mike McDaniel, Buffalo playoff game. What down? It's fourth down. Yeah, that's very Schultz-like. It's a good call, Dolphin Dave. You know, Mike McDaniel, Biden. See, but Mike McDaniel is very regional. So, you know what I mean? So I get it. That might help. The masses may not pick up on it. But I don't have a modern-day Schultz reference. See what I mean? These are struggles of a talk show host. You know, because then you sound so old, you sound so dated. Yeah, I try to do something more modern, but there isn't. I'm sorry if you people haven't been able to come up with a modern day Schultz. You know, can't do anything about that. Anyway, let me give you a little crypto corner, as we always like doing on the show. We open up the day. Ethereum, by the way, is down 5%. It's down to 36.49. This thing was pushing. This was at 38.13, something like that. So again, you know, we're headed at 10 or 15,000 easily. For those of you that may want to get into Ethereum, you got a little bit of a dip right now. I mean, we've been talking about Ethereum since it was down at 900 and 1,000 and 1,200. So, but for newbies, you got an opportunity there. And don't forget, Ethereum is also a stakeable option for you. Okay. So you can actually, like, example on Exodus, you could stake it for 3.3%. I think it's about the same, or 3.4, I believe, on Coinbase. There's different places that you can stake your Ethereum. Ethereum can be staked in a lot of places. So while you buy it, you also stake it, and it grows two ways. It grows as it grows in value, and it grows also in interest, and you're getting more Ethereum. So you're lowering your average price. As you keep getting your interest in, you're lowering your average price. It's a beautiful thing, really. It's a beautiful thing when your money can work two ways. It grows in value and it multiplies. That's pretty good. So just something to think about. We are now at 36.57. We're officially hit 5%. So it's kind of like Rick James in the Chappelle thing. It's there for you. It's there for you for the taking. Ethereum. So it's up to you to do whatever you want. More Ethereum is being bought the last couple of days than Bitcoin. And one of the things we talked about a while back was when Bitcoin starts pumping, it's going to be at a level that is so high that then people will start going to the altcoins. Okay. And now Ethereum is obviously going to be part of many reserves, and it is so key. I was laughing at all the people that were taking shots at Ethereum the last couple of years, because it just shows that you don't really understand what's going on and what's being built through Ethereum. And so you really don't get what's coming. And so any of us that stayed strong and stayed committed to Ethereum, you're going to end up, winning instead of giving in to all the FUD, the fear, uncertainty, and doubt. That's what you get from media. That's what you get from people that don't understand anything. Fear, uncertainty, and doubt, And so then that's the problem when you have all that misinformation out there. So a nice entry point for Ethereum. Bitcoin, by the way, 118,251. It's kind of moving around a little bit here. we were at almost 123, was it? Something like that. We are going to go to 130, 140 very soon now. So again, this is like a nice little dip. It hit 116 something, 117. To me, this is the bottom area of this dip here, and your opportunity, because the amount of billions and trillions that are coming into this ecosystem is going to be absolutely ridiculous. All right. Solana is the other hot one that is running, and it's pushing now $200. It went to 204 yesterday. It's at 199.74 right now. So it is on the brink of crossing 200 again. It's up 2.5% right now. Solana has had a wicked ass week. I'll give you the numbers right now. 26% for the week. Okay. 52% for the month. We're at 199, up 52%. Okay. Ethereum, by the way, for the week is up 22%, and it's up 64% for the month. If you're stuck with Ethereum, you are winning, and you are winning in a big time way. Something we have been talking about for a while has been Caspa. And right now it is down 4%, but Caspa is up 28% for the week, 77% for the month. Did you listen to me? 77% for the month. And we've been telling you about Caspa here on the show. Where's Kyle Cockrell, bro? We always got to give Caspa Kyle a little love, because he was hardcore on it. You know, I wasn't totally committed until I did all my homework, and then I just realized that I've got to be a part of that. Another one that we've been talking about for many years, and we made a nice profit on it the first go around, was Alethea Liquid Intelligence Token, Ali. And Ali is having a very good week. It's up 26% for the month, for the week, 62% for the month. Okay. So we are on a roll right now. I've talked about it. It's an AI company. And Mark Cuban, the Winklevoss twins, I think it's Coinbase or Binance. I think one of the two. I think it's Binance, actually. Some big ass players behind this. So we already did 10x on this once, and let's see what we do now, because we've got it even lower, and we cashed in. But this time it's ready to actually work. So a lot of things going on, man. It's been a very good week. We are big Hedera fans. We've been talking about Hedera since it was down in 4 or 5 cent area. H bar has been on a tear, 13.5% in the last week, 103% in the last month. And I've been telling you about Hedera for a while, and we are now at 26 cents. We hit almost 29. It was 28 something. We're down around 26 cents right now. We've been telling you about it since it was 4 or 5 cents. So a lot of you have been making some money on Hedera, and you are welcome. Avalanche has not really taken off yet like I expected. It's had an 18% run this week and 54% this month. But at $25, I still tell you, it's going to fly. It's going to fly. We've been telling you about Avalanche since it was between the, I think, 9, 10, 11 area or something like that. And so that's another one. Chainlink having a good week, but again, not taken off yet like I expected. It's up 21% for the week. It's up 65% for the month, but at $18.97, and we've been telling you about it since it was at $5 and $6. It's going to take it's got a long ways to go still. I think it's going to go over $100. I still believe that. And I believe that down the line, Chainlink will be worth several $100s. That's kind of the way I'm looking at it. So we shall see. Another long play that I love is Polis, Star Atlas, the DAO, the governance token. And we have had a great run. We are up 65% for the week. We are 126% up for the month. So if you bought it all the way down to the bone, you are winning in a big time way. All right. So, and many others that I'm not going to go through all of them, but there's a lot. XRP folks are having a really good run. I got a little bit of XRP. So we'll see. We'll see what happens, folks. We'll see what happens. But good money is coming in. The other thing is Volcon, a public company, just raised $500 million to buy Bitcoin. BitMax, the South Korean company, added another 5.2 million in Bitcoin to their treasury. They now own 444 Bitcoin worth $522.8 million. And JP Morgan, who has been lying to you about Bitcoin for many years, and we pointed out that they were lying, well, now they're going to offer Bitcoin-backed loans. You know, we've had a lot of denials. We've had a lot of people that didn't believe. I hope you're finally believing and understanding what we've been telling you for years, that the entire financial system is being reworked and redone, and it'll all be on the blockchain. And it's here. And so the big transition is happening. Make sure you make yours. Don't get left behind. There's your little crypto corner. And of course, I am not a financial advisor, never have been, never will be. I don't know jack shit. Okay? But you have a fantastic day. Love you all out there. Do your homework, stay strong, and good luck to everybody. Kick some ass, man, for your families. All right. Don't forget, folks, you can make a donation to the show, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. And you can make a Bitcoin or Ethereum, Chainlink, or Solana donation, which we just talked about all of those. And I'm an investor and a believer in all of them, as always. And don't forget, if you guys have any questions, just send them in, crypto-wise or sports-wise, whatever it is. I am glad that we're kind of getting to the end of all this crap, where now we're going to have, like, real stuff to talk about, and now the players will take the field. I know it's only practice and all that, but at least we're going to have some kind of football. We'll get to the practices against other teams, those scrimmages, in other words, and then the preseason game, so we can start to get a feel for this team. And I mean, I can't get excited. I'm excited that football starts, but I'm not excited about the team until they can excite me. It's kind of where I'm at, unfortunately. You know, I'm no longer at that point where I'm just like super hopeful and that, oh my God, it's going to be fantastic. They haven't proven that to me in years. And I kind of got pumped the last couple of years because they had a pretty good rosters, but unfortunately, McD has left me out on the street when it comes to my emotions. And what can I tell you? By the way, Welton Rayom, a proud sponsor of our program, 954-966-4646. And we are in hurricane season. Does it really matter if it's just, I mean, we don't want hurricanes, but we now know torrential downpours happen at any time, anywhere in the world. And you can have flooding and you can have a water event at any time because of all the humidity in the air. Well, people are suffering from flooding, from roof damage. And so if you start noticing some brown spots after a torrential downpour, call Welton Rayom. Never call the insurance companies. That's what we are habitually known to do. But that's the worst thing we can do, because then they send their adjusters, and their adjusters are working for them, not for you, dude. They're not. Okay? And you want lawyers to have their own adjusters like Welton Rayom. You call them, you explain your case, boom, they send somebody out there, and they send their adjusters, and then they call the insurance company. Do you know what that is? That whole burden is lifted off of you. And I've seen them firsthand kick Progressive's ass. 954-966-4646, bankruptcy, homeowner property damage, condo damage, criminal defense, business owner claims, commercial litigation, personal injury. I've seen it firsthand, plus lots of our listeners over the last 5 years have won and are in the process of winning with Welton Rayom. So call them Save the number. I hope you never have to call them. But if you need, two guys they're absolute bulldogs and will win the case for you. Jeff Welt and Daniel Rayom. And by the way, absolutely beautiful human beings too at the same time, which, it's pretty cool. Welt and Rayom, 954-966-4646. There you go. Thank you. All right. Let's get to our 3A Graphics sports calendar. The amazing Alan Blanco, 786-618-1443. Custom printing and embroidery. Saturday, big game. Inter Miami taking on Cincinnati at Chase Stadium. This is you're playing the number one team in the conference. Not Inter Miami, Cincinnati. So Inter Miami, got to get it done, man. These are the kind of games you got to win so you can kind of get your fan base, ready for the playoffs and believe that you can actually do the playoff thing and not be just a regular season sensation. Saturday, Miami FC is back in action. They will take on South Georgia at Pitbull Stadium. Also, local ties, pass rusher and former FAU Owl, Bengals defensive end Trey Hendrickson, the sack leader in the NFL. He is not reporting to camp because the Bengals are cheap and they have not given him enough guarantees in his contract. They're only willing to guarantee 1 year when pass rushers of his caliber get 3 years guaranteed. But of course, Mike Brown and the cheap-ass Bengals, they are consistent. That is your 3A Graphics sports calendar. All right. Let's see what we got here on the chat board. Here we go. What do we got? Who is number one? It is TJ Superman. Good morning to you, sir. Jamie Zoria in Mexico. Jamie, are you like visiting summer there, or did you move? Because, it's always San Jose. Now you're in Mexico. I'm just wondering if you moved. Lots of people move, you know what I'm saying? But it's been Mexico all the time. That means you're not waking up as early for our show, which is good for you. You get to sleep in another hour there. Let's see, what else do we have? One-Eyed Jack. NorCal is twisting one up. Jay Gelfin is smashing one up. Jeff in Long Island is in there. Finn's Rule. Thank you, sir. True Finn fan. Big Jonsen. Corso. The Wayne Experience. Let's see. Ty in the Bronx. Lenny Pena. Sweet Baby Ray. Yes. Yeah, I saw that yesterday. Malcolm Jamal Warner passes away in Costa Rica. He had a swimming accident. And I always think about this, I'm approaching 59, and you wonder about all those times that when you went to the beach and you wanted to go deeper where you didn't touch, and you kind of had to swim and all that. And you just wonder about all those times you're just basically lucky you didn't get caught in some rip current. Like, it's just a bad Russian roulette is what it is. A lot of times you have to realize in life, as you get older, you're like, man, I'm just lucky sometimes, because tragic things happen to people that are just pure accidents. And look at me when I fell in the bathroom a couple months back. I told you guys that I was 6 inches away from the marble and the glass. The back of my head hits that marble and glass. Dude, lights out. I am done. I'm dead. Dead, a vegetable, whatever. 6 inches. Okay? 6 inches. And I would have been dead. And it's like, and the Malcolm Jamal Warner stuff is exactly that. 54, got caught in a rip current, Pacific Ocean. And it's like, the wife and I plan on going to the West Coast of and eventually, parking ourselves there for a long time in Panama. And I'm sure I'm going to go to a lot of Costa Rica because it's next door. And we're going to go a lot into the ocean. But ain't going deep, bro. Ain't going deep. Don't need to. All good in the hood. All good. There's I've gotten way past that. So, maybe waste and, dip down, enjoy the water a little bit, go get some sun, enjoy ourselves. But yeah, none of that wild shit. Let me go out and try to swim and all that, and then get caught in some rip current, and you gotta be careful, because look, that man left behind a wife and a young daughter, and he's 54, bro. He still had a lot of life to live, and it's terrible, man. What a terrible story. I saw that, and obviously Theo Huxtable is a character that's a part of a lot of our lives. Anybody that grew up, the Cosby Show was one of the biggest shows in the history of television. Actually, it's one of the biggest sitcoms ever. It was a great sitcom. I know how Bill Cosby, how he's viewed now and all that kind of stuff, but at that time, and it's just it's a real shame, dude. You just feel for his wife and you feel for his daughter, and yeah, it's just a sad story, and he's such a likable character, right? That's just kind of what it is about him too. He's one of those guys that's hard or impossible to dislike, because he had that vibe, because he always seemed to be a nice guy. So yeah, sad one there, Sweet Baby Ray, sad one. Alexis Palenzuela, Sneak Attack. I smashed the like button. Now time to enjoy the show. Thank you. That's very nice. Very nice. What else do we have? John Padilla checking in from San Francisco. Let's see what else. Lisa is in. B Rob. True Finn fan. Yeah, McDaniel would be today's Schultz. It's a really good one. Cosa Nostra against all odds, Tua and the Miami Dolphins. Yeah. Can you block? Can you play at the line of scrimmage? If you can play at the line of scrimmage, then we got a chance. If you can't play at the line of scrimmage, same old, same old. I know you don't mess with meme coins, but a few funded in Pegu is almost 2K now. Happy H bar is coming back though. Yeah, meme coins are and I know that the Pudgy Penguin, I think, or whatever, Pengu or whatever it is. I know meme coins are like a lottery ticket, dude. There's no utility to them. So there's plenty of utility to H bar. Companies are using H bar. They're using their blockchain to do their business. Nobody's using meme coins to do their business. Only people buy meme coins, and then you hope others buy it, and then it pumps. But Chainlink is being used by all kinds of corporations, and it's being used in AI, and it's being, so it's a whole different ball game. Avalanche into gaming, into AI, whether it's Amazon, I think, is the one that picked up Avalanche, or some of these big ass companies. It's just stupid. You know what I'm saying? So I get it, but I cannot in my right mind explain a meme coin to anybody, because there's no utility to it. There's no business value to it. And so you're just basically gambling. And so it's not something that I would ever use myself. I would never, ever, ever, ever in my life deal with meme coins. I did it at the beginning with the SHIB, and I made money. Okay, I 21x the bitch, and then I got out. You know what I mean? I'm not going to wait around. So my suggestion is just make sure you get out, and get out with a profit. That's all I would tell you, because I'm not going to lie to you and tell you, oh, man, you got to have, you got to definitely get this meme coin. Yeah. that's not the right move, you know? So, anyway. But good luck to you. Just make sure you make your money, bro. Make sure you make your money because that's really the key. I don't want you to lose your money. So the second you're in profit, do it, bro. Go for it. It's important. Make that cash, baby. Just don't think that it's Bitcoin or anything like that, and you're going to hold on to it like Preston Williams thinks of Doge. You know what I'm saying? That's the dangerous part. Let's see what else. Soul will hit 2K in a year or two. Maybe in 2. I think we'll get to 1K for sure. But I don't know about 2 yet. It's going to take quite a flip of market cap. You know. James Vivinetti is in. Gabriel, thank you, sir. Francesco, good morning. Daniel Guzman. Juan Rosa. Rip currents are no joke. I had a scary experience while snorkeling in some underwater caves in Croatia 5 years ago. Yeah, man. Yeah, rip currents are scary things, bro. True FinFan says, I was born surrounded by boating, fishing, and sandbars and everything, sea salt. To this day, it's my favorite hobby. The sad stories that I've seen and witnessed are always a reminder we're lucky. Yeah, I mean, just lucky. Orlando, should we be optimistic about the Marlins? You be optimistic, bro, when they keep a core of players and they're winning. Until then, none of this means anything whatsoever. That's all. So in a couple of years, if you see that they are signing people and keeping them, fine. But none of this means anything whatsoever. So, whatever. Hector Aguilar, thank you, sir. Appreciate you for the love. So, anyway. All right. By the way, Moody Dental, proud sponsors of our program. Man, I got to tell you, when we talk about the family, father and sons, they know how to get it done. It's a family-like atmosphere. My entire family goes there. My mother-in-law, my wife, my daughter, myself, our core, we go there all the time for anything and everything that we need to do. And they can help you out, whether it's getting your smile back, whether it's Invisaligns, you name it, dental implants, preventive care, cosmetic surgery. Call them, and they've got 2 locations in Dade and Broward County. In Dade, 305-821-0231. In Plantation, 954-692-6825. Listen, follow them on Instagram. They've got all kinds of stuff, sometimes discounts or giveaways. Moodius.dental. And not only that, they are modern too. Okay. I always give this great example because a lot of people have to get crowns and they got to get stuff replaced. And a lot of times they take the measurements and then they tell you, hey, we'll see you. And they give you a temporary crown and all that. It doesn't happen in Moody Dental. All right. They take the measurements, and while they're taking while they're measuring it, the computer's in the back taking those stats and creating the tooth within 10, 15 minutes. And you're out. You don't have to come back to waste another day, more time, another visit to the dentist. No. And they understand. They have 2 nights a week where they're open till like 7 o'clock. Who does that shit? People that understand working people. Moody Dental. Family. They understand what our society is all about. They work with you. They understand your time is precious. Please reach out to them. Definitely help you out. Moody Dental. And go to Instagram, moodius.dental. All right. What else do we have going on in the world of sports to talk about? By the way, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Ho Yoon, you are amazing, sir. Thank you. He just makes a donation every week and just says, have a great day. And we appreciate it. You're
You're a beautiful human being. Thank you, Ho Yoon. Your dedication to the show and support is awesome, and thank you, sir, very much. I used to work at the beach as a high school summer job. One time while walking into the ocean, a full-grown stingray floated right over my foot. I got lucky that I randomly decided to stop walking. Yeah, it's sometimes that's just kind of the way it goes. You know, it's just like it's just simple luck sometimes for all of us. That why we're still here, you know, or why something something really serious has not happened to us. It's just a blessing. Every day you wake up, it's a blessing. Every single freaking day. You know, and as you get older, like myself, man, you know, time is running out. You know, it's like, okay, I'm on the back nine now. You know, it's like, yeah, about 59 of it is gone. I'm not going to get another 59. Not like this 59. So yeah, it's going to be a rough one. So yeah, you got to appreciate every single moment that you can, man. That's kind of the way it is. Anyway, I saw this story in CBS Sports, and I thought we've been talking about it here for a while on the show, and they ranked all of the NBA front offices. Okay? You know where this is headed. OKC, number 1. And then Boston, San Antonio, Houston, Cleveland, rounding out the top 5. The Knicks are 6, Indy 7, Utah 8, Philly 9, Memphis 10. You're asking, well, where is the Miami Heat? Well, according to Sam Quinn of CBS Sports, Miami ranks 13th. 13th front office in the NBA. I'm going to read to you what the gentleman wrote about the Miami Heat. And you tell me, now that you're listening right now, tell me if you agree with this gentleman about what he wrote about the Miami Heat and how he described their front office. Miami's top 4 ranking in February was based on track record. With the benefit of hindsight, that was probably too high. While Miami has been among the NBA's smartest teams for 3 decades now, the last few years have raised questions. Pat Riley very publicly mishandled the Jimmy Butler situation, challenging him through the media rather than extending or trading him. Sure enough, that led to a mess of a season and an underwhelming trade return that likely could have been avoided if he had just acted more decisively last summer. Actually, really, if he traded him a few years ago. But hey, you know, I get it. No one else said that except this crazy son of a bitch. But that's all right. The recent draft picks have been somewhat of a mixed bag, though. Khalil Ware looks like a keeper. Terry Rozier has been an outright disaster, and it's fundamentally misunderstood where the Heat were as a team. They've been in the play-in 3 years in a row now. They were not a below average starting point guard away from winning anything. But that lost first round pick has made it harder for them to chart a real course in the aftermath. That's what's most concerning here. The overall vision here feels outdated. The Heat appear far too comfortable being mediocre. They would likely prefer their term patient. In the late 2000s. They were comfortable putting away 2 seasons to create the cap space to sign LeBron between 16 to 17 and 18-19 seasons. Then they went 2 games above 500, seemingly in a holding pattern until the next star forced his way out of Miami. Butler fell into their laps. Now they seem to be acting somewhat similarly. This is roughly a 500 team. It has limited long-term upside. They're just waiting for another star to choose them. But the NBA doesn't really work that way anymore. Stars don't move through free agency like they used to. But the Heat haven't traded for a star who was under contract since 2004 when they landed Shaquille O'Neal over 20 years ago. The market has never mattered less than it does right now. De'Aaron Fox, Bam Adebayo's college teammate, just forced his way to San Antonio because he knew Wembayama was his best chance for competing for championships. Definitely not Bam. Nowadays, you either have to draft your stars or you have to stack enough assets to trade for them. The Heat not helping themselves, doing the former by hanging around 500 instead of accepting defeat. I'm sorry. Who said to tear it all the way down? Okay. Anyway, in this era in tanking, they're not helping themselves. Okay. Do the latter by wasting assets on players like Rozier. Right now, they're just sort of stuck. It just doesn't appear much of a long-term plan beyond waiting for someone to pick them. We just covered the Clippers, who are acting somewhat similarly, but they're doing a far better job of it. They have less draft control than Miami does, but they've built a far better team with even more cap flexibility. The next star to change teams through free agency is likelier to pick the Clippers than the Heat. But if that never happens, the Clippers have done a far better job of building a competitive team than the Heat has anyway. The days of Pat Riley dropping his rings on the table and landing whoever he wants appears to be over. The league is changing. It's not clear that the Heat are changing with it. I'm sorry. Have you heard any of that stuff before? And by the way, 13 is generous. 13 is generous. The Miami Heat front office is worse than 13. I would probably put them closer to 20. They're in the bottom third of this league. They might be one of the better of the bottom third, but they're in the bottom third of this league. Their constant decisions are fucking horrible, dude. Horrible. Horrible, horrible, horrible. And I get it. Local media doesn't have enough balls to go out and really say what's been going on like I have now the last couple of years. Because, whatever, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. There's too much of a sell job that comes out of that building and comes out of that beat. And there's too much spinning. Well, no, but you got to do this. And it's always like, no, you're wrong. That is an option. And I don't know why the local media doesn't use it more often and say, bro, you're all wrong there in Miami. Mickey Harrison, you guys don't know what you're doing. Pat Riley, you don't know what you're doing. You people are constantly screwing your own team over and over and over again. You're making it harder on Eric Spoelstra on a consistent basis. And you're stuck in your old ass ways. Yeah. No, I think because of the new rules, life changes, dude. And you have to have vision and check it out. The only vision they ever had was vision for trading for talent and in bad situations and all that, whether it's Zoe or whatever that they could get Mason to fill in, whatever it is that they stole from somebody else because there was a disgruntled situation all the way up to Shaq. And then that shit is over, bro. And that shit is over. And when you had to put the big three together that Wade put together, you weren't even part of it. LeBron and Bosch told you, oh, yeah, no, we're go, but you got to trade first rounders because we want our bird rights. So they weren't coming for Pat Riley and his rings. They were coming for Wade and the money and the chance to win a title. But it was the money, Wade, then the titles. Because that's all they ever cared about. When Bosch was brought back, it was for money. Because Miami was paying him more than Houston after setting the table for him to win 2 titles. Riley has zero juice. Do you understand that now? I don't think most of you have in the Heat Nation have not woken up to this because you keep following what they keep saying in papers, in heat-oriented podcasts, that they think they have a shot at every star. And meanwhile, we sit here on our little old podcast and we tell you they will fail again and again and again and again and again and again. Because Miami is not sexy at all anymore. And Pat Riley is not anyone, nobody wants to come here for Pat Riley. That shit is over, dude. Way over. No one comes here for Pat Riley. They come here for the money. Now the Heat are the Dolphins. Remember, I've told you that, right? Remember, I've told you how the Heat have morphed in to the 90s of the Dolphins now. We just experienced the 80s. You know, good enough. You made it to a couple finals. You weren't really good enough anyway, but you lost, whatever, like the Dolphins in the 80s. And now we'll see what you do now. Because I think we're into that. As long as they play this way and, you know, in the front office, we're into the path where every decade will get worse and worse, like the Dolphins. 70s, 80s are worse than the 70s. 90s are worse than the 80s. 2000 to 2010 are worse than the 90s. And then 2010 to 2020 are worse than the 2010, and so on and so forth. Every decade has gotten worse for the Dolphins. And now we are in the second decade that was worse than the first decade. Comprende, compadre? From 04, when Shaq came here, to 14, that decade is way better than the one from 15 to 25. Okay? All you got to do is look at the moves. And it's all you got to do. Danny Granger, whatever it is, Whiteside, Deion Waiters, Johnson and Johnson, you know. It just goes on, and Lowry and everything on Deadman and Rozier and too late to trade Butler, and it's really, really sad. It's really sad, dude. Where the Arison and the Heat organization is right now. They have lost their way, and I commend the guy that wrote it on CBS, because usually most people from the outside, I've got to usually pick them apart, because since they're not here really and follow it every day, they really don't know. You know what I mean? I forgot more about all the local teams than most of the people nationally even know about them. Okay? But I got to give that guy credit. That guy nailed it to a T on what's going on with the Miami Heat and how mediocre it is. And they're headed for another mediocre season. You know, this was again just terrible management to decide to do this. What the Heat did this offseason here, extremely irresponsible. Nobody in the local media has any balls to actually say it, but I'll say it. Okay? You had to tear it all down and get rid of everything that you can to get picks and then rebuild again. But the guy just told you that in today's NBA, you got to accumulate picks. And the Rozier trade, you just lost that first round pick with the two that you do have. You could have started to accumulate and start to, you know. So now your chance would have been to trade all these guys. But what do I know, bro? I mean, you know. It's all right, bro. I love you, Miami Heat. We'll be watching, but you're headed in an absolutely terrible direction. Okay? Absolutely terrible direction. It's so irresponsible what they have done, because they're not willing to do the tough stuff. The Arisons are not willing to tear it all the way down because they're not willing to lose money. They don't want to have empty arenas and people uninterested. Instead, they'd rather that the media draws up some Cinderella type story as an option and try to sell you hope like we do with the Dolphins when there's no substance behind it. But whatever. if that's what they want to do, knock yourselves out, man. Knock yourselves out. But that ranking is right there. By the way, our friends at Caneswear, go to caneswear.com and you can get your Heat gear. Dolphins, Marlins, Panthers, Inter Miami. Did I leave anything out? Panthers? Did I say that? Even World Championship stuff, for the Panthers, actually, our only team that wins titles right now. You could all get it and get a discount, 10% off. Big O10. It's a beautiful thing, man. Big O10. So check it out, baby. Check it out. All right. And you could do it in person or online. Big O10, and you will get 10% off at Caneswear. All right. Thank you as always. Where are we, by the way, with a little Bitcoin action and Ethereum? Because we've had, by the way, the market must be dipping too, right? Let me see. Yeah, Dow's only up 27 points. The S&P's down 11 points, and the NASDAQ is barely down, but it is down. So that's why we've got that going on right now. Bitcoin's at 118,725. Solana's at 199.96, up 2.6%. So good stuff. Good stuff. All right. What else do we have going on here? D Wolverine 305. Thank you for the love on the super chat. Says you can tell you're getting old when a lot of stars you watched are dying. R.I.P. Jamal. Yeah, but that's not fair, bro. He didn't die because, he had some disease or he got old, or it's a freak accident, dude. This could happen to somebody that's 24, not 54. This could happen to somebody that's 74. This could happen to somebody that's 14. Rip currents are rip currents, dude. That's just bad luck is what it is. I wouldn't call that, man. I understand like when you're talking about those kind of things, but usually that's just when we're losing people of older age and it's their time, and it's just kind of what it is, unfortunately. But I wouldn't put the Malcolm Jamal Warner thing is a tragedy, dude. Just a terrible tragedy. That's all it is. Because it's not like he was supposed to go or he was close to going. He was fine. He was still working and, had a family and a beautiful daughter and everything. Yeah. Let's see. What else do we have here? Big O, mainstream media is always late, especially with the Heat and Dolphins. We're blessed to have you. Thank you, sir. That is very nice of you. Have you stayed away from soda? Yes. I mean, not stayed away. I drink Coke. Now I do. But now I control it. That's what I didn't do before. And I control my food and all that. So that's what I do now. Now I have discipline. That's how I've kept my weight off. But thank you for asking, sir. 13 is about right. If not a little high, Heat need to draft and they're not great at it. Clear cap, build youth for a year or two in tops. I know. Gabriel, you deserve to be in the front office right now. They don't get it. It's funny. You ask your players in the Miami Heat organization to work hard, to dedicate themselves. But the organization and the ownership is not dedicated to doing what it takes to reset the team the proper way. Isn't that funny? They keep waiting for a star to pick them. Like this guy on CBS, props to him, dude. Mad props to him. He's the kind of guy that I would actually bring on the show to talk about the Heat. Because even from afar, I wonder if he's from Miami or something. Watch that writer from CBS work here in, isn't it in Boca or some shit like that? The offices for CBS. I bet he's from here. Now that I think about it,
I don't know if they are still. I'm gonna check.
Yeah, I don't know either. I'm going out of pure ignorance on that one, my friend. So I'm with you there. I'm not sure. But just out of curiosity, I wonder if that guy works here, because if he does, then he watches the Heat all the time and he sees it. Akshar, good morning to you, sir. Never going to forgive the front office for overpaying Tyler Johnson, Hassan Whiteside, signing Terry Rozier, and a lot more. Yeah, they've done a lot of dumb things, dude. Like stuff that it's not anything like the Heat I recognize. I mean, look how soft they are nowadays. This isn't the Heat I recognize. I've never understood the like this softness of this team nowadays. I'm like, wow, this is not Heat character, bro. Heat character is having people that are dogs. So the Heat front office is pathetic, and a perfect example of this is the Terry Rozier move. They are stuck with him because nobody wants his contract or problems if there's that gambling stuff is real. Unless they flip Powell and Rozier at the deadline, maybe. Well, Gabriel, I already talked about this. I would have already traded Bam and Tyler if I can. And then I would have had Wiggins and Powell play their asses off, carry the team because Bam and Tyler are gone. By the trade deadline, people will want them because they're going to be putting up points, and then I move those guys too. That's it. That's all. That's what I would do. But what the hell do I know? They're not letting Bam go. I know. They have this love affair with players nowadays that aren't studs. It's weird. Just weird. Edward says you build a team through the draft in the NBA because you only have 5 guys on the court, unlike the NFL where there are 22 starters. Or you amass picks so you can trade for a young star. Yes, I watched the new Superman movie. Yes. I enjoyed it. I don't think it was I wouldn't call it like a great Superman. You know what I'm saying? I thought that it was an enjoyable movie. The characters on the periphery, kind of played an important role. And so it kept it loose too, obviously, with the dog and all that kind of stuff. But entertaining. Would I pay for the movie? Probably not. I would probably wait for it to get to the theaters. To home, if I'm you. Now, if you have a pass like I do for the month for, unlimited pass, like I pay for, then yeah, go check it out. What the hell? Because it's the big screen. But yeah, it's a decent movie, but not. I wouldn't call it like one of the great Superman movies or anything like that. No, decent movie, enjoyable. That's all. What else do we have? Only one good move they made is signing Mitchell again. Yes, yeah, but he's the classic Heat player. Dog, son of a bitch. You need guys like that. We don't have enough guys like that. We don't have enough relentless guys. They used to be roster filled of relentless guys. Now it's just, it's not the same. Really good plan. Oh, wow. Could get 10. I don't know about 10 picks, but at least they'd be getting 5, 6, 7 picks. If you trade all those guys, you're going to get a few for Bam. You might get 1 or 2 for Tyler. And then Powell and Wiggins, you let them play the rest of the year and they'll build up their trade value. And then by the trading deadline, somebody needs something to get over the top as a rotational player, and they give you another first-round pick, maybe a couple second-round picks or something, for each of those guys. That's what I would have done. But what the hell do I know? They're not willing to really tear it down. They're not willing to be expansion-like. By the way, didn't that's what the Marlins did? They tore it down, and they're kind of expansion-like, and it's kind of worked out all right for them. They got a little streak going. They sucker some people into it. You know, you never know what could happen. But I know what's going to happen with this bunch. They're not good enough. What are we going to ask Spo to do? Make chicken salad out of chicken shit? Come on, man. That's just, ridiculous. You can't do that. By the way, tomorrow we're going to be at Subaru of Pembroke Pines, 16100 Pines Boulevard. We'll be hanging out with Alan, who is the general manager and does an absolutely awesome job. And get on out there, man. The folks at Subaru of Pembroke Pines are really cool. Eric Stampone, sales manager. Thomas Umpierre is there. Brian Medina, Samuel Williams. Some great people and some great deals. The Solterra right now, you can get 0% financing for the 2025 Solterra. The Forester, $257 a month, 3.9% financing. The Outback, $267 a month, 1.9% financing available. The Crosstrek, great selection of Crosstrek, $225 a month, 2.9% financing. The Legacy, 2025 model, $275 a month. That is a beautiful sedan, folks. 3.9% financing. Subarus are looking slick, baby. And they're durable, reliable, and they are, when it comes to customer satisfaction, they are usually number one overall, man. Really, Subaru is an amazing vehicle. 16100 Pines Boulevard, just off of I-75 in Pines. And when you mention my name, you will get $500 off. So if you're buying or leasing your Subaru, please tell them, mention my name, and you will get $500 off. All right? Subaru of Pembroke Pines. All right. Where are we at right now with Bitcoin? Did it just pump up like that? Wow, okay. Went to 119 now. Okay. Shot up a little bit here. All right. After dropping to like 117 something, it went to 119.1 now. We're about to pop to go to like 130, 140. Seriously. I would not be surprised if we have a pop soon to the 130s. It's coming, man. It's coming. I told you guys, violent rips are coming. Violent ones. You just got to be a little patient, and eventually it's going to end up, if you're patient, you see it goes up either way. Jay Gelfa says, Superman needs to be seen on a big screen to pick up the details and Easter eggs in it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I would tell somebody to pay $11, $12, $13, $26, $25 for two people to go see it. I just, it was entertaining. I'm not going to sit there and tell somebody it's a great movie. I can't do that. For me, it's not a great movie. I'm a little bit of a hard ass. Okay. So, you want me to give you great, you got to wow me. And I can't say I was wowed in that movie. I was entertained, but I wasn't wowed. Shannon Sharp paid good money for, yes, he did. Yes, he did. Shannon Sharp is not very smart. Yeah. Club Shay Shay, nay. So he might have been better off going out with Shanae. Big O, your thoughts on the Pac-Man squeezing out a draw in his return in boxing? Stupid, bro. The fact that Pac-Man is boxing, the fact that people are watching and even talking about it, it's just ridiculous. It's just a waste of time. Boxing can't get any worse than what it is now. And they're talking about Pac-Man and Mayweather. I already talked about this. It's just garbage. Pure garbage. And that's what boxing has become overall, pure garbage. It's just not a lot of fights that are worth it anymore, man. The sport has gone to shit. That's all. When Pac-Man is still fighting, the sport has gone to shit. When you have Jake Paul as an attraction, the sport has gone to shit, dude. It's really gotten to the point where it's almost not even worth talking about anymore. Let's be honest. You know? So, what can I tell you? Maybe that CBS writer is a dedicated listener to the Big O Show. You never know. I mean, he was spot on with what you've been saying about the heat mismanagement to a T. No, yeah. Everything I've been saying, the dude like echoed it. Exactly. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Oh, the Sam Quinn guy, he's out of New York, but he does have ties to Miami area. So.
Oh, really? How?
Yeah, and the CBS Sports headquarters are in Fort Lauderdale. So.
Oh. Okay. But his Twitter, he has a base in New York, is what you're saying?
Yeah, on the article, I forgot which one it was. You looked it up.
How about his Twitter?
It doesn't, I don't think, have anything. Hold on a minute. Let me double check that.
How about his Twitter? Where's his Twitter based? Because if he's a New Yorker, then he'll have it New York based. But if he's in South Florida, you know. So that's where does he live? It's because he nailed it, bro. Very good. Nice job by him, dude. You know. Yeah, we just talked. You must have missed the entire
New York.
Frankie. Yes, sir.
New York.
Okay. New York. All right. Well,
but he does have ties in Miami, it says on the thing. So he's been in
okay
and out of Miami area.
Well, I don't know the young man. And I figure he's a young man. I figure everybody's a young man at my age now. Excellent job by him. Excellent job. When I read that, I was like, yo, dude, I like you. Like you, bro. You call it like you see it, and you read it like you, brother, you read the room perfectly. Wow. Pat in Asheville, Violent Rips sounds like a band named for a True Fin fan. Yes, it's a heavy metal band that True Fin fan follows. Violent Rips. That's it. The double bass sounds like, you know, a rip job. So yeah, that's kind of what it's. You got to be really crafty with the double bass to make it sound that way. Kind of like Alex Van Halen in Hot for Teacher. That sound. That was special. Alex. Like it. Like it. Let's see. What else do we have? Frankie Fresco. Regal Cinema is going to show the Super. I saw that. I saw that they're showing a Super Slam on the big screen. Yeah. I don't know if I'm going to go to it, but yeah, I saw that. Interesting. It's funny that people that underestimate wrestling. Like, really? Like, if you underestimate wrestling, you are a moron. Because the fan base of wrestling is monstrous, dude. Monstrous. And it doesn't die. It's not like a fad that was happening when I was a kid. No, dude. This thing is a monster that has grown and grown and grown and grown. Crazy. Brett Dodger says, can you multitask driving and ripping at the same time? True Fin fan probably can, because that's a turbo booster. See, that's the part you're missing, Brett. When he rips, the car just shoots. It's gone. Disappears. Cops show up. Woo! He just, wow, he's gone. Cop doesn't see him anymore. He's disappeared. All he sees is a brown cloud. That's it. Cop drives into a brown cloud, gets lost. True Fin fan is 300 miles away with a violent rip. Yeah. In fact, if you go to the Guinness Book of World Records, okay, and in the Salt Flats out there in the West Coast, True Fin fan broke the speed of sound. Now, he did two things at that time. He broke the speed of sound and just sound. Because, the violent rip it takes to break the speed of sound, well, you're also creating a lot of sound. And they had to do it out in the flats. Get away from everybody, smooth, long distance where he can slow down. Yeah. Yep. So there you go. The salt flats now, by the way, they're a little brown now after True Fin broke the record of speed and sound. Just so you'll know. Just in case if you go out there and you're like, hey, I thought the flats were white and it's kind of brownish. True Fin. So he is an ecological nightmare. What can I tell you? Anyway, Big O, not wrestling, it's wrestling. You're right about that. My bad. Gotta watch the welds on that intake when he rips. Yes. Cumulonimbus brown cloud of storm, basically. Yeah. And a cumulonimbus cloud, if I'm correct, it can cover even 3 states. True Fin can cover half the country. So, yeah. Shit happens. Literally. Anyway, the flats were mountains prior to those farts. Yeah. Now they've been fartened, not flattened. Stuff happens, bro. What can I tell you? Stuff happens, then True Fin happens. It's a whole completely different thing that goes on. Anyway. The jokes just flow like True Fin. Let me give you a little music here before I get to my Dolphins topic that I want to talk about on the show. Since we did a little music talk before, let me get to what do I start with? Man, there's so many things to start with today on the music side of life. Def Leppard, by the way, has started a Vegas residency. If you're a Def Leppard fan, in 2026, February 3rd through the 28th, they will be at the Coliseum in Scissors. So if you're a big Leppard fan, see, that's one I would like to do because lately they've been touring with Motley Crue, and I refuse to buy that concert because I'm not giving my money to Motley Crue, who really are a shell of what they used to be. It's disgraceful, to be quite honest. Anyway, so The Warning, love The Warning. The 3 girls, I just saw them a couple of weeks ago in Orlando at the House of Blues. Well, the rock sister trio from Monterrey, Mexico, is presenting their first ever official concert film live from the Auditorio Nacional, produced by Federal Films. The feature will be in select AMC theaters, locations in the United States, and presented under Cinepolis. And live from Auditorio Nacional and 185 AMC locations in the United States, with all participating theaters offering at least 2 showtimes per day. The screening will be available in 48 Cinepolises, scenes, whatever. Anyway, celebrating a monumental milestone in their career, the band will also unveil an accompanying live album with it. All right, so check it out. If you're a Warning fan like I am, you will enjoy it. The other thing I saw last night, I watched the Billy Joel documentary, and I talked about it yesterday, and you can check it out. I don't know. Did you do an audio rant of that, Sean, on the Billy Joel? You did? Okay, great. Well, Billy Joel also, and part 2 will come out next week. But Billy Joel also sat down with Bill Maher. Random House, whatever that he calls his thing. And they did about an hour and 10 minutes. And there's some good conversation in there with Billy about his life. And then Bill took a really interesting angle to Billy's songwriting. And he like went deep into Billy's songwriting and comparing it to a lot of people and how it's different and all that kind of stuff. And he made a lot of great points about it. So it's actually pretty cool. And I think Billy, you could tell that they're really close friends because he's like read several books of Bill Maher, and Bill obviously loves his music and talks about it. So it's you could tell like it's two buddies that are talking, you know, and it's pretty cool. And so just check it out if you want. If you're a Billy Joel fan and you're watching the documentary, I think this is something that maybe goes up your alley and you may want to check it out. I think it dropped yesterday or the day before with Bill Maher and Billy Joel. All right, let me go to musicians born on this date. In 1992, the late Selena Gomez was born on this date. Obviously, we lost her several years ago. Let's see who else celebrating a birthday today. Pat Badger, bassist with the rock band Extreme, born in 1967. William Calhoun, drummer with Living Colour, born in 1964. Keith Sweat, R&B singer. New Jack Swing, baby. Keith Sweat, born in 61. Mick Pointer from Marillion, the British rock band, born in 56. Brian Howe, who replaced Paul Rogers in Bad Company, born in 53. Don Henley, the amazing Don Henley, born in 47. Rick Davis, vocalist and keyboardist with Supertramp. Dreamer, born in 1944. George Clinton, obviously, you know, the man, the myth, the legend, Funkadelic, baby. Born in 1941 on this date. That is musicians born on this date. Let's go with other famous people celebrating birthdays. And remember, if I don't give you the age, that means sadly they have passed away because this is a deep list. Senator Bob Dole, born in 1923. Fashion designer Oscar de la Renta, born in 1932. TV personality Alex Trebek, born in 1940. Musician Bobby Sherman, born in 1943. Actor Danny Glover, born in 46. He is 79 today. Comedian Albert Brooks, born in 47. He's 78 today. William Defoe, born in 55. He's 70 today. Emily Sathers from Indigo Girls, born in 63. She's 62. John Leguizamo, actor, comedian, born in 64. He's 61. Actor, comedian David Spade, born in 64. He's 61. I see a wrestler there that I'm sure Sean will have. Let's see. Actor Colin Ferguson, born in 72. He's 53. Jamaican Prime Minister Andrew Holness, born in 72. He's 53. And that is it for famous people. Sean Stanley, sir, do you have wrestlers born on this date?
I do, sir. And also, you killed off Selena Gomez.
Huh?
Selena Gomez is still alive.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of the other Selena.
Yeah.
That's right.
No, yeah. No, they're saying in the chat. That's they're like, you probably got them mixed up.
Yeah.
I went to double check. I was like, okay, let me see.
With Benny Blanco now and everything. Yes. Yes, I'm well aware of it. Okay. Yes, my bad.
No problem.
I got my Selena. I killed the wrong Selena.
Yeah.
And that was already dead, and I killed the other Selena off. That's terrible. All right, go ahead.
I must have something against Selena's.
It must be. Yes.
Akira Tozawa turns 40. Blake Christian is 28. The great David Von Erck, who was taken from us way too soon, was born in 1958. The reason SummerSlam will be on AMF Theaters, Fandango, in the partnership with WWE, but this is the wrestler. He turns 42. Hiro Matsuda, tough SOB. He was born in 1937. He's the one that broke Hulk Hogan's leg in training. Kenny King turns 44. Maki Ito turns 30. The Fabulous Moolah was born on this date in 1923. And the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. Damn. He turned 60 on July 22nd, 2025.
And by the way, that was the name that was on that list. All right, let's go in music history. What happened today in music history? Because a lot of people always wonder what happened today. Aretha Franklin was arrested for causing a disturbance in Detroit in a parking lot after posting a $50 bail. She ran down a road sign with her car while leaving the police station. This happened in 1969. In 77, Leif Garrett released his self-titled album. It featured covers of songs of the Beach Boys, Chuck Berry, and more. In 82, Dexy's Midnight Runners released their second studio album, To Ray I. It features Come On Eileen. Let's see. In 89, Prince's soundtrack album to Batman started a 6-week run at #1 on the U.S. album charts. The album was #1 on the Billboard album charts for 6 consecutive weeks, and to date has sold over 11 million copies worldwide. In the album's liner notes, the lyrics of each song are associated with one of the characters of the film. In 2003, Jane's Addiction released their third studio album, Strays. It features Just Because. In 2006, Johnny Cash went to #1 on the U.S. album charts with American 5. 100 Highways released, obviously past his death on July 4th. The vocal parts were recorded before Cash's death, but the instruments were not recorded until 2005. In 2008, Dr. Dre released her 5th studio album, Fate. It features The Breeze. And that's it. That's it. This one always adds a couple birthdays. Sometimes there's one or two that is missing, and from the list that I have. But nope. And they had the right Selena too. All right. What can I tell you? By the way, R&M Contractors. We love talking about Ray and all the great people at R&M Contractors. And if you're home or condo, because not everybody works in condos, but Ray does, because they can do all kinds of complete remodels and kitchen upgrades with appliances for your home, your condo. And by the way, for those of you that live in condos, waterproofing for your terrace, your balcony, flood test report. By the way, if you have a two-floor house, you probably need that too. You don't want anything that gets water there. You don't want it going down to the second floor either, right? You want it to stay there. You want it to drain properly, all of that. These things are so important because you prevent other problems from forming with stuff like that. R&M Contractors can help you. Impact windows, door installations. We're in hurricane season, bathroom upgrades, floor restorations. They do it all, man. Ray and Mike are amazing. 305-345-3649. Tell them that Big O sent you. 305-345-3649. And, of course, you can go to their Instagram page. You can check out a lot of their work. RMC Fisher Island. That's the name on Instagram, RMC Fisher Island. And check out a lot of their work. It'll blow you away, the kind of work that they do. And if you want it done right, you call my friends at RM Contractors. All right. Good afternoon, or good morning still to you, Stephen Harris. Yes, it is still morning. I saw I know that the Dolphins desperately need a corner. Okay? Because it's pretty obvious that they've got a lot of young guys, and there's going to be struggles in that secondary. That's why I really like the Minka addition over Jalen Ramsey. And I think it was really smart by the front office to be able to make that switch. Because this secondary is so bad, I think you're going to need a center fielder in a bad way. Now, can Minka save the secondary? No, dude. That's unfair to Minka. Minka can have a hell of a season, but he's also going to struggle some because he's going to be playing with a lot of young guys, dude. Guys that haven't proven it and don't know, and there's no chemistry, and they don't know each other, and they don't know how they're going to react in different formations and coverages against different teams. And there is so much to overcome. And that's what I want to point out. There is no savior for the Dolphins. Okay? No savior for this season, and especially for that secondary. Minka cannot save the entire secondary or the defense. Okay? If the pass rush doesn't get there, the secondary is going to get exposed. And Rasul Douglas, okay, that a lot of people are talking about, or if they sign Asante Samuel, which it doesn't look like, with his dad, or whoever else is available, none of those guys are also going to save you. There's a reason why they're all available. The league has pretty much told all those guys, you're not good enough. And the Samuel one, I know he has the neck injury, so that's a whole other issue. But still, everybody in that group that's out there right now, they're out there because they all have warts. And I see people writing articles, and let me explain something. The game, the media plays with you. Okay? The reason why you have media members talking up hope, it's because it's the only way you can then destroy the team. Oh, no, but I thought they were like a 9 or 10 or 11 win team. They had a chance. And then when they win a 6 or 7, you rip the team. Well, wait a minute. Hold on, bro. That team is not that good. The talent's not that good. They have no depth. But this gives you an out because you had a terrible assessment of it. It's the game they play. It's no fun to do what I do and say, yeah, I don't see a really good season here. It's terrible. And if it turns out good, now you can say, wow, I was wrong. This is great. This is a fun season. But the other way, I get the best of both worlds. I talk up the team. So I lift you up and tell you, oh, if this happens and that happens, man, you can win 10, 11, 12 games. And then if it doesn't happen, I get you reading and watching because I get to rip them for underachieving with our bad suggestions on what we think they were going to do. I mean, it's genius. It plays you guys like a fiddle, like a flute, like whatever damn instrument you want to talk about. Okay? Can't lose like that. They get to do what they want to do. Because it's a lot harder to put yourself in a corner and then say, okay, you got no wiggle room. Like me, I got no wiggle room. I think it's going to be a bad season. No wiggle room. It's my opinion. I'm going to stick to it. I'm good. Like I have been in the past. And that's fine. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. So what? I want them to win. Do I think they will? No. And there is no savior. So if they sign a corner and he doesn't play well, don't rip the team for that. Okay? Rip them for the position they're in overall. But don't rip Rasul Douglas or thinking that he's going to save the team or save the secondary. Oh, my God, the Dolphins desperately need a corner. Let me ask you something. Do you really think whatever corner they sign really gets them to the playoffs? I don't even believe they're a playoff team right now. So I hope they sign a corner because, yeah, they need some help. But I'm hoping that the guy can at least help, not save. There's no saving this season. And the moves they've made, or lack thereof, tells you everything you need to know. So let's not create the desperation that, oh my God, they need this corner desperately, like if the corner is going to save their season. It's just going to be another mediocre cog, part of a mediocre secondary. That's what you're getting. It's a mediocre secondary, and you're adding another mediocre player to it. Anyway, I just find it twisted, because you build it up just so you can tear it down. And I'm not going to build anything up, and I'm just going to tell you, yeah, this is what was going to happen anyway. By the way, I do want to remind you, today is day number 18,775 since the Miami Dolphins lifted the Vince Lombardi trophy. It's only been 18,775 days. Do me a favor, Sean. Go ask AI on average there on Google, how many days do people live on average? Say. Think about that. How many days do people live on average? And it's been 18,775 days since the Dolphins won a Super Bowl. Yes, sir.
The average human lives around 28,000 to 29,000 days. That roughly translates to 79 to 80 years.
So that means they've got another 10,000 days of losing to stay on average. To just win a championship in a lifetime. They already did it. We're not done with the lifetime. So technically, you guys can take 10,000 days off. You can return in 10,000 days, and the Dolphins probably have not won a Super Bowl. It's kind of painful. Oh. Anyway, let's see. Rasul Douglas had a rough 2024 season with the Bills. He had 0 interceptions. He also gave up a career-high rating of 116.9 and committed a career-high 10 penalties. But he's going to save our season. I love how the media breaks down like he's your best option and this, that, and the age. And it's like, bro, it's Rasul Butler. Like, none of these people are going to save you. You're adding a mediocre corner. We lose a Pro Bowl tight end, and they go and sign a 33-year-old bad rapper. I mean, oh my God, you can't make this shit up, bro. You can't make this shit up. Here's our Pro Bowl tight end. Give us a bad rapper. Oh, my God. Big O, you should see the reactions I've gotten from blind-ass fans when I tell them 6-11, 7-9 in reality. Well, because it's our society. We don't want to be lied to. I mean, we want to be lied to. We don't want to hear the truth. It's like, I love my wife, right? And when I'm watching some of the news and it's bad, she'll walk by and she'll, oh God, no, I don't want to watch that. Oh no, it's bad. And I'm like, well, that's life. I have to know what's going on. Sorry. Oh, but that's sad. And I know, but it's kind of, I got to learn from what's going on here or there in that country, in this country, politically there, politically here. and then how it affects us and everything, and just people, they just want to be told good stuff. And so the person that's going to tell them that it's not going to be so good, they don't want to hear that. Don't want to hear that. So they want to be lied to. And they'll tell you, yeah, no, we'll have 90 deals in 90 days. Can't do 90 deals in 900 days. But hey, keep lying to me. It's all good, bro. It's all good. Everything's going to be fantastic. And that's the problem. That's a problem. Big O, I've been a Dolphin fan since the 70s. This is the first time I ever feel indifferent towards the team, and it's confusing. Guess it's because I can't stand the coach. Give me hope for the playoffs. Yeah, listen, bro, they're going to have to take the field and prove to us that, that guy's competent. And nothing about Mike McDaniel has ever proven to be competent. Please, no players from the Bills. We don't need another Jordan Poyer. Oh, man. Think Blue Dodgers is checking in from L.A., hitting a fatty. Big O, you're making me laugh. I'm kind of depressed about it. Anyway, thank God for Bitcoin, bro. Bitcoin is going to carry me through this. Well, no, you know what? I think the Canes are going to have a pretty good season, bro. I think the Canes are going to have a pretty good season. I really do. I think they'll fix some of their defensive woes. I think we'll have a decent Saturday. Our Sundays will be frustrating, but I think our Saturdays are going to be all right, man. Just over 27 million minutes since the Miami Dolphins won a Super Bowl. Is it really that much? Wow. Damn. Let's see. The dysfunctional saga continues with our Finns with the huge Publix paper bag so I can cover my face. Yeah. I think the main problem is, like you said, there's so much bad news constantly bombarding U.S. at all hours that sports is supposed to be our escape when your team sucks. And the 24-hour cycle. They have to make shit up. It's terrible, the 24-hour cycle, because all these people just make crap up. And hypotheticals. My God, sports talk is loaded with hypotheticals. That's all they ever talk about, dude. Sad. What else? No, I have not watched it yet. Pat, it's by the way, I checked on all the services. It wasn't on any other services. So I didn't feel like paying for it. So it's not on any services, at least. I don't know. If you know of one that's carrying it, tell me, because I have most of them, but I thought I checked them all and I didn't see them. I didn't see it in any of them. So I've got it like saved, like if it becomes available in one of the services, then I'll actually watch it. Your Saturday might be all right. I have no idea what to expect. Well, but no doubt it's because your guy lives off the transfer portal. It's really hard, bro. It's really hard. And that injury to the quarterback, God, that killed their season, dude. What a shame. What a real shame. Sad. Sad. It says it's on Hulu and Disney. Okay, I'll check it out. I have Hulu and I have Disney. I don't know if I check Disney, actually. I have Disney Plus. I'm watching something now on Disney Plus. What am I watching on Disney Plus now? Forgot what I'm watching now on Disney Plus. By the way, I am watching Your Friends and Neighbors. That's a trip of a show with the guy from Mad Men. I forgot his name now. That's a trip of a show. I think it's called Your Friends and Neighbors or something like that. Yeah. That is a trippy show right there. I got to say. That's we're about I think we're halfway through the first season, or maybe 3/4 of the way through the first season. Forgot how many episodes, but that is, yeah, I don't want to give it away because I don't know if anybody's watched it or anybody knows about it. So, but yeah, that one, a friend of mine turned me on to that one, and we gave it a watch. And we're hooked. We're watching it. We're on board, as they say. All right, folks. We are out of here. We appreciate you all. We thank, of course, the amazing Sean Stanley. David Furones will join us tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to be at Subaru of Pembroke Pines at 16100 Pines Boulevard. So come on out and join us. Come by, say hi, purchase or lease a Subaru vehicle, mention our name, get $500 off. Beautiful thing. Subaru's a great vehicle. So we'll be out there having some fun. We'll start at 11 a.m. tomorrow. Okay. So we'll see you there tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Appreciate all of you out there. Thank you to Sean. See you tomorrow. Same time, same place, same bad channel.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.